Are we live? Of course, we're live. People, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy David D, and I am joined by a stellar cast, and we have a lot to get into. So, without further ado, allow me to introduce my first guest, Bram the Hotspur. How are you, my brother? Are you good?
I'm good. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, good evening, good evening, my fellow North London neighbours and to the viewers out there. Good evening, everybody.
Love, always good. How festive been, Bram, by the way? Let's start there.
Can you guys hear me? Did you hear that?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you hear
Yeah.
me? I asked, how's
I
your
think you.
festive been? How's your festive been,
Oh,
brother?
yeah.
Mine or Warren's?
The gremlins. Did you hear me? Did you hear what I asked you?
I
No,
think Devon's a bit delayed. I think Devon's side is a bit delayed, man. It's coming like
very
a few
delayed,
seconds
very
later.
delayed. Yeah.
I think he's directed that question at you, Spurs, buddy.
No, mine
Like
has
doing
been mine
seconds
has been
later.
good.
Anyway, so
My festival it's been pretty good. But upbeat now after a tricky November, challenging November for Spurs. But things are looking up.
nah, love. That's awesome. Obviously, we'll dive right into it. And of course, my Ghana brother, Mr. The one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Warren. How are you, kind sir?
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you guys are taking it easy. Just, take it easy at home. Be safe on the roads. You know, enjoy the Christmas food and drinks and the Christmas football. Yeah, I know, always good to talk football. You guys did hear me now, eh?
Love.
I heard you loud
Love
and clear.
Uh,
Loud and
for
clear.
jumping on. So, yes, people, you know what to do. I see you really people. Can you clearly, my brother? Loud and clear. I'm switching over to the tablet now, so don't worry. This lagging won't go on any longer. But love for jumping the thing. Subscribe to the thing. And of course, please go follow Arsenal Cape Town. Link to Arsenal Cape Town Facebook is in the description of this video. So, again, like I said in the beginning, the show is open to anyone to jump on the chat. I will be posting the link to the stream in the chat shortly. Let me just sort out the technical gremlins that I've got going on because I don't want to lag all evening. So, yeah, people, gents, let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any time. So the news came out today. I literally got home and I wanted to start at the big game actually this weekend and obviously what's been going on. But I think right now, given today's news, I'm not too sure if you guys have seen it, but it looks like the Super League is back. Um, Bram, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts? Because you were on the stream when we had that show a few seasons ago when the Super League was about to come out, and it was a mad show. There are quite a few clubs that have said they are quite keen on the idea, namely PSV Eindhoven, Feyenoord, Marseille, Lyon. Obviously, and I put this in inverted commas, the poorer clubs, in essence,
Yeah.
are not doing good financially. Um, but Bram, what have you made of this news, my brother? Talk to me, and how do you think this could impact next year's Champions League, given that the format of the Champions League is changing and the Super League is now also going to have 64 teams, 7 away games, 7 home games, and all of that stuff. So, talk to me. Give me your thoughts.
I haven't paid much interest into it because it's a kind of a thing for me. Um, you got to look at who's making the noise, who's behind all of us, who's pushing for this. Um, Look, I think it's inevitable. Something new will come. I think that the Champions League and its format has gone stale. It's run its course. It's um, I think something different is needed. I'm a big advocate of only the champions playing the Champions League. That's what I would want to see, because you can't call it the Champions League and in third and fourth place playing it. What kind of a champion is that? It was like you're the plus 1 and the plus 2 and the plus 3 that come along to the event. So I don't pay much attention to it. I think it's just all driven by media, and it's yeah. I honestly haven't paid, and I don't pay much attention to it.
Warren, your thoughts, my brother? I'm just
Yeah,
going to see
I
if
like
Abu
that.
can jump in again.
Okay, yeah, and I like that comment of Bramwell there, about only the champions in the Champions League, because some of the kids won't actually realize that that's how it was before with the European Cup. Um, so as much as I detest the Super League, I think we mustn't also forget that UEFA have, to a less extent, done the same thing. Trying to get more money into football, and the way you do that is to get more clubs in it. And the way they did that was to include, initially it was 2 teams per league, if you can remember, in
Yeah.
'98, and then they went to 3 teams, and now it's 4, and then eventually they're gonna make it 5, and now the next thing is this, it's this new format. I think it's next season it comes in with the league, and then it's the playoffs, and then it's the knockouts, uh, and then there's the World Club thingy where more clubs are going to. The bottom line is what they're doing is, and this is the birthplace of the Premier League. The birthplace of the Premier League for the children at home listening is actually American sports. For those that actually don't know about that. So David Dean, Devon, our previous vice chairman, he went over to the States, and he went to go and study NFL and trying to understand how do they monopolize the sport. And that's the birthplace for everything that you and I call, that everyone calls the Premier League today. It's all about
Mm,
the money. It's an American model. It all
100%.
comes down to the broadcasting. We can talk from now until 2048. It all comes down to one thing: broadcasting. Once you get that, the advertising, you're gonna have one of these days we're gonna have Justin Bieber singing in a halftime show in a football match. They're gonna be playing a football match in fucking Kuwait or something, or whatever billionaires gonna have more money. That's where all of this is going. So even though there's most of the clubs that are saying no to the Super League now, I mean, UEFA themselves are kind of heading that way themselves. So it's not like they squeaky clean here. They just cleverly stood behind the supporters the last time. When they rejected the initial Super League crap. But it's kind of, which snake is the biggest snake? Of course, I think one of the big differences, if I understand this whole thing correctly, in the Super League, they don't want teams to get like relegated or I mean, there's going to be different tiers, but essentially it's a
Mm,
clever way to make sure that the biggest clubs with the most supporters stay in the league. It doesn't matter how shit a club can be. So you can have a crap Liverpool team, a crap Man United team, a crap Arsenal team, a crap Chelsea team, but if they're the teams with the supporters, they will find a way to make sure that they in the tournament, because that's how they can sell pay-per-views and make money. It all comes down. That's the be all and end all. So they don't want a scenario where it looks like, for example, a team like Man United won't make the Champions League next year. But that's the type of scenario they want to avoid. Or this season, for example, Liverpool are not in the Champions League, so in their mind, they're losing, a billion fans. So that's 1 billion people maybe clicking on the computer remote there to watch the show. That's all it comes down to. They can call it whatever. They can call it the Checkers 60-60 league. It's the same goddamn thing. It comes down to the same bloody thing. It's the American
Yes.
model that they are bringing out now. That's That's the
and
be
and
all and
and
end all.
and just to echo on that, the American model is also based on the individual, on the player, right? So, like you're saying, one with the Super League with no delegation, you can have that the player's commodity is bigger than the clubs because you could
Yeah,
you
all
could
of that will
have
come here. All of that will come
you
afterwards.
could have
All of that will
example.
come.
Let's say you have Salah and Aston Villa happens to be in the Super League, right? He will leave Liverpool for Aston Villa. They'll come rock bottom, but he'll generate more money and earn more money than everybody else, and he couldn't care because the following year he will then go up on like what they do with the IPL with an auction, and he could end up playing for Man United.
Yeah,
That's all about where the money's going to go,
yeah,
irrespective of
correct.
the players around him. It's his brand and his portfolio that grows, and it's all about in America. Because you look at the top NFL players, they don't normally play. There's no longevity anymore at the top NFL teams. They go from state to state. It's about who pays them the most and how much
Mm,
revenue they generate for that particular club. And
yeah,
then the next 19, 20, 21-year-old superstar that comes, people just get shifted around. So it's like Warren said, this thing is very Americanized, very American based, and that's why I don't pay attention to it. I don't think this is driven by European, the behind the scenes. I don't think it's the Europeans driving this. It's more the influence of American money and broadcasting rights that is pushing sort of like sneaky media outbursts to say the Super League is back on again. I don't think the Super League is back on again at all. I don't.
yeah.
But I think,
That's
like
just
Warren said, UEFA is also not going to say no to the money if it's generated, and what they're going to be getting, how they're going to fill their pockets. But for now, I think I don't pay attention. I don't think it's going to come soon. But we shouldn't also be naive to say it won't happen tomorrow. And we wake up and all of a sudden, guys, there it is.
most of the clubs actually said no. Just so, by the way, Devin, they've actually come out with a statement and rejected it. And then the other thing, I think, what's driving it at the moment is that most of the money is actually in the Premier League and not in the other leagues. But that's because the Premier League, they were the ones, like I said earlier, they went to go and study what are the Americans doing. So the Premier League is actually, ironically, they actually adopted that model. They just didn't go all the way with it.
Exactly.
The Super League is actually just taking it like all the goddamn way. You know, where they call, like Bramwell mentioned earlier about the players, they call it the draft season, right? So,
Yeah.
so the shittest club has first choice on the best player. So it's got nothing to do with the clubs or what they call franchises, because the player can come. It'll be a scenario where Pepsi will decide to pay the bra that's playing for Atalanta in Italy. You'll be earning more than Martin Odegaard or something. It'll be stupid stuff. So it's all commercial driven. Every play there'll probably be like 7,000 ads between the one game and the next game and halftime. It's a total bullshit. It's the American crap. It's not gonna. It's you're trying to put the circle in the triangle. In American sports, it's fine. You can get away with that because of the culture. They don't have like you and you and you and you. You gotta like a lifelong support with, say, your club for whatever reason being, right? You support that club. You're gonna support the club until you dead one day. For them, it's nothing to. They'll somewhere move. They'll take the team somewhere so they'll move Southampton somewhere to like fucking Glasgow or something, and they'll Southampton will come playing like
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
in green, some crap, and for them that's fine. So that is why that type of model can work in the States, but in European and English, the football is a different culture. It's a lifelong thing. That club belongs to the city, and the city belongs to the club. You can't separate. You can't just like, oh no, we're gonna change the badge and the name and the colors, and no, we're only gonna play in that. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, sorry,
True.
I'm going over.
No, 100%. No, I agree with you. Can you guys hear me clearly? Am I not too loud? Because I'm am I quite fine? I'm not too loud. Anyway,
Yeah.
but I agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. Let's welcome Aslam as well to the show. He was on the road, but now he's in the Caribbean. And of course, let's give a special congratulations to Aslam, who recently got married. So congratulations, my brother. May your beautiful unicorn
Congratulations.
continue to be blessed abundantly. I must admit, I was at
Well
Aslam's wedding and it
done.
was one of the nicest weddings I've ever been to in my life. So thank you for having me, Aslam, and love for jumping on the chat. Are you on
Yeah, Islam,
mute?
it's
Are you
nice to
say?
see you. It's nice to see you tonight instead of chirping me from behind the scenes. So now you're here.
We can't hear you though, bro. Just check your mic, Aslam. We can't hear you. Just check your mic, bro. We can't hear you. And of course, big up to Ahmad. It's actually fitting that Ahmad could jump on here because Ahmad supports Barcelona. So welcome, Ahmad. Give me your thoughts on it because we all know Barcelona's financial struggles in recent years. So give me your opinion on it, my brother. Is Ahmad also on mute?
Mm. Yeah, everybody's on mute.
How's everybody on mute? No one is on mute. I'm not seeing no mute thing here.
Sorry, I'm having internet issues here, guys.
You say it wasn't me. You guys make me go crazy. I'm going cuckoo here this time of the year. Anyway, land Aslam.
Sorry,
Ahmad, I mean.
sorry. I missed. So obviously we talking about the Super League, and I was speaking to Dev earlier on how complicated the situation is with regards to the Super League. It's going to be a long battle before we actually see something develop. But from what I understand, it's basically the Super League winning where they can't be banned. But the problem comes in, never mind the format, the rules that the Premier League has, and I know the Italian League has the same rule, whereas if you join the Super League, you're not part of the Premier League. But the Super League is based on the structure of where you in domestically. So what happens? Okay, first season, fine. What happens after that? You're not in domestic anymore. So
Mm.
it's it's like, do you really want to risk what you've worked for the whole season, which is playing in a league, or just even the daunting task of finishing top four, to now go and play in something that is not really, it's not confirmed. I don't see this going anywhere, but they're celebrating like it's going somewhere, but I really don't.
Aslam, are you with us?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. What's your opinion on it?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about this whole thing, man. Because you don't know if it's gonna benefit your club in the long run or if it's not. We are used to the Champions League now, and now it is, and all of that. So Champions League is also gonna change next season, which is gonna be interesting to see. But I don't know, man. I have mixed feelings about this whole thing. With the Super League also, you don't know where to go. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it can be the same bird, just on the different wing. You get what I'm saying? Like like Bram said, people just want to pocket money, and we fancy have been doing that. So we don't really know what's going on with the Super League. Besides, it seems like Real Madrid and Barca are the two clubs fighting for this thing the most. So is that because
Yeah,
of bankruptcy? Is that because they don't really have owners? What's going on? Because from
Mm.
what that other guy said, that apparently that will benefit the owners. But what about us?
yeah.
Is it going to
It
benefit the
benefits the
fans?
clubs a lot.
Mm.
What about us, the supporters?
Yeah, is it going to
What about
benefit
that,
the
though?
fans? You see,
Exactly.
so that's what we
Look,
also
they
need.
come out and say that it's going to benefit the fans.
Yeah, you
They
see.
Because they will say that because they're going to benefit the most. The club's going to, which is why Barca's pushing this thing. I'm a Barca fan, but I
Mm,
don't obviously like it. But they're going to push it because we
And
are in
and
bankruptcy. We need the money.
you
They're going to
also
push
run
this thing
the
as much as possible.
we're also running the
yeah.
risk of where um Spurs and Arsenal can be co-owned by one giant American, like billionaire buys both
Yeah.
clubs. Um, we play in one stadium, and these guys will just go and buy. Sort of, they'll turn let's say, Everton into a powerhouse, and then all of a sudden you
Mm,
find stupid things like Mbappe playing for Everton and this person, because Everton's not get relegated, so they buy their way into the Super League, and the next
Mm.
year the guy sells the club to someone not as rich, and Everton's in out, and then the next he goes and buys Blackburn, and Blackburn goes and plays
Yeah.
in the Super League. And I said, what about us as the fans? Who
Yeah.
do we? We'll start supporting players instead of clubs. You will start
mm.
Yeah.
backing individuals. You know, it's silly things, because this is what these Americans do. The owners, they like they said earlier. Someone said Southampton will move to Glasgow because the owner will set up base there and they will play there. And it's I don't know. I don't think it can happen. It can't happen, guys. It
I
can't
think the
happen.
Yeah,
only
they don't
way
have
we might
they don't have
see,
feelings for the fans.
I think the only way we might see this thing play out depends on what the actual league decides, you know, like the Prem and the La Liga, what they decide. If they say, okay, if you want to be in the Prem and you want, and then you can't play Super League, something like that.
Mm,
You get what I'm saying?
mm.
So it's either gonna
Yeah.
be something like that, or I don't know, because there is gonna somewhere along the line there must be
The Premier already said. The Premier already
uh
said if you join the Super League, you can't play Premier League. They already made it a rule.
Yeah, they
No,
did.
that's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah,
This
but
is
I mean, like,
crazy.
they're always changing the rules. Like, I mean, look, compared to the last time that they came out, and now all of a sudden there's going to be 64 teams, a different format. So I guess only time will tell what happens.
Yeah.
But let's move along. A very touchy subject. Why don't I think you and I are gonna wax lyrical about this one? So I want to ask you guys a question. I'm gonna keep it general. Um, Something that a stat that I heard which shocked me actually today. So last year in total, managers got 37 in total in the Premier League. There was 37 bookings for managers last season, right? In total, that's the entire season. This season, obviously, they're more strict about it. There's already 33. What I want to ask you, there's a reason why I'm asking you. I'm sure you know the reason. Our manager has already sat in the stands, and our manager seems like prime number one suspect already. Not going to say there's an agenda, allegedly. But does the problem lie with the referees right now at this moment in time? Or should managers also clamp down on the emotion? Because at times you don't want to see a Rafa Benitez type manager, like Aslam would know, where the manager just doesn't celebrate. But I like to see passion. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, no, it's you know what, it's you can see there's just a massive gap between the people that sit and make up the rules and the people that are actually involved in the game. There's people that probably have never coached or managed or kicked the ball in the entire life, and they're sitting behind. They probably got some master's degree in sports science and psychology, and it just seems like if you just look at the rules that they're coming up with, it lacks common sense. You know what I mean? It's not just the managers, or it's the same thing across the spectrum there, for like all the other rules as well. The other guy. I mean, Martin, this happened like even with the players. The guy getting two yellow cards in 5 seconds. We saw
I
it
mean, the
last week
United one,
in
the
the
United one
Liverpool
was
United
shocking. The Dalo one, I
and
don't like United,
and
but
then the same
the United
thing
one was
happened.
shocking.
Same thing happened to Martinelli
Martinelli at Wolves,
a
yeah.
year at Wolves. Now, if
Mm.
you got a little bit of common sense that God gave you, then you would kind of be able to read that situation a bit better. So, but listen here, the officials are there to call the game according to the rules of the game. They are being told this is the hard line, and you got to call it on either side. So for me, it's I don't know, it's more the rule makers as well. This is the same people running the VARs and the what do they call PG, whatever. Just
PGMOL, yeah.
there's just too many rules lacking common sense. The offside rules. If anyone has played at any level, any kind of football, if you ask any defender in any level, Sunday league, does the striker get the advantage if his toenail is offside? Is he an unfair advantage? I mean, no. But they'll draw a line. They'll say no, the guy's toenails offside, and therefore we're going to give it offside. You know what I mean? And the handball stuff, and then you see the same thing happen the one week where it gets given, and then the next week it doesn't get given. So it's just one thing complicated. It's just another nonsensical rule on top of a pile of nonsensical rules. So, I mean, we're talking about that
Mm.
this week, but next week we could be talking about something else. That's how bad it is. It's literally
Damn.
you actually don't know what crap thing is gonna come out. And what I've suggested from the beginning, you almost need a panel of people before the season start, right? So when the season ends in May, there should be a panel of experts, for example, like ex-players, ex-coaches, ex-managers, the rule makers, the ex-referees. They must all come together and start unpacking all these things and sort of cleaning up the game a bit before adding more stuff, more rules. Try and fix the first stuff first. Fix the stuff you've already done. Fix that. But you need like a panel of people, and it can't just be the
Mm.
black what's the ex-referee guy's name there, and a few of the rule makers there, because these guys are just making it worse. And it's actually not the technology itself; it's actually the human beings behind the technology that's
Facts.
messing up the whole goddamn system.
Agreed.
Facts.
Fully agreed.
Facts,
Fully
my
agreed.
brother.
Ahmad, I'll come on to
Facts.
you as well because your manager is also a bit of a live wire as well. And
Ah,
I've deliberately left that
he
comment
is.
by Benny on the screen. Pick up Benny. Congratulations to Benny. Also, Benny's got a newborn son as well. So congratulations, big up Benny. But Ahmad, your opinion on it, and then I'll come on to Bram
Congratulations,
as
Benny.
well.
I hope the baby grows up to be a Barca fan.
You should have seen Benny. You should have seen Benny's status the other day. You had to hear when the son was responding to Saka. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's a conversation when Benny jumps on the pod. But Ahmad, talk to me. What's your opinion on it, bro? No one gonna respond to me. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I'll
Aslam.
respond.
Yeah.
Okay, go. Land.
For me, the manager is allowed to show his emotion on the side of the field, right? He can't go over the white line. Why is the manager getting booked for asking the fourth official a question? It's for me, the whole thing is about referees being the center stage. How many
Ah,
times now all we speak about is refereeing decisions? I don't think
Every week.
I think this
Every week. Consistently on the show. Every
we've
week.
seen some of the best football games the Premier League has seen in the last 2 years played this season. Right? We can't speak about the game because the only thing that we remember is the VAR decision. We
Oh,
only remember the poor decision making or the poor application of the VAR rules and the technology. We're speaking about the human error, where the technology is supposed to rule out the human error. All we do these days is we watch a game and we hope VAR doesn't influence the outcome of a game. That is what we do these days. I think a hand on our heart, if all of us have to admit, are we still as enthusiastic about football as what we were before VAR? You're lying if you say you are. You're lying if you say you
I'm
still
not.
have that
I'm not.
because a lot
mm,
of it is taken away by my team could play so well, but VAR could ruin the game and we'll lose and it just continues, right? And for me, the game these days it's all about the referees and the decisions that they are going to get wrong instead of us applauding. Because if they get decisions right, that they're unseen, they're unheard of because the game flows, right? We speak about the game then. All we speak about this every single week is what VAR has done wrong. If you go to Sky's web page, they actually have a section dedicated to referees errors being answered on a Monday. Have you ever heard of such a thing that you have a page and a section on a
Chiagra.
website for those kind of things? Where is the game going to?
Sure. Mm.
Where is the game going
True.
to?
And,
Spurs
and,
And
and
Liverpool.
and I
Spurs
to come
Liverpool.
in on
Just
that,
to,
Bram,
sorry,
that's the
oh,
reason
okay.
for it's the reason for the manager's reaction. It's because the managers study the game and they study the rules in order to buy to kind of like play in between the rules and know what and what not to do. So if the manager studies the rules and he studies the game and he knows what to do and what not to do, and then there's a human error, he's gonna respond the way he responds. And with this much human errors, there's a reason why the cards are so high. Because if I am a smart manager, which most of them are, I know what breaks the offside rule, what breaks a foul, and what how to get a foul, how to cheat out the foul, how to cheat out this and that. So if something is given when it's not supposed to be given, or something a call is being made, knowing that that's not what the rule book is, because he studies the rule book, because he's the manager, and wants to teach his players these things, and it happens. So I'm surprised it's not even higher. That's just my personal opinion on it. I'm surprised it's not more points.
You're talking about earlier the enjoyment of the game, right? I think Bramwell mentioned it earlier, so I agree on that. But just on that point, right? I thoroughly enjoy. I couldn't have been the only one that watched this. I'm sure you guys watched it as well. But I thoroughly enjoyed the Rugby World Cup.
Yeah,
There was
100%.
loads of
100%.
decisions going up from
Yeah.
downstairs, upstairs,
Mm.
back again. 10 seconds, done. Move on.
Done.
100% accuracy.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Facts.
High pressure games. Rugby World Cup final, brother. World Cup final. The Brassers getting it spot on 100% accurate within 10 seconds. 10 seconds. That is so that panel that I mentioned earlier, that team of experts, whoever's going to be, must first go to they must go visit cricket, go visit tennis, go visit rugby, go and study what are they doing, go learn how did they start, where did they start, how did they fix it, what's the process, what's the protocol, what are the things to consider, what are the things to avoid, what can we do, what can't we do, and then come back and they unpack it further. These folks look like they're making the rules up just to impress people. Oh, we're making another few
Yeah.
rules now. There's like no testing of anything. Like you're making a rule change, whatever. Why don't you demo the thing pre-season in the friendlies, in the community shield games? Test it there. Test
Test it, yeah.
Roll the thing out. 2 months later, there's a million wrong decisions. Now they look like idiots again. And now they just all they do is just apologize and we must just move on with our lives. Managers are
Exactly.
losing their jobs left, right, and center. Those bastards are still there the next week.
Yeah.
No, facts.
Facts.
But I agree with you because the thing is, like, for me personally, and me and Ahmad have had this discussion many a time. Why does it only happen in England? I don't hear any VAR controversy in Spain, though. I don't hear anything about that. They have VAR. They get it right as well.
Oh.
But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Before we jump on to preview the weekend, I want to come on to the best and the worst. So I'll go to Ram. Where are you? Are you on this side? Where are you now? I must get used to it.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the top.
Bram is in the middle.
Oh, you're in the top. I should actually move Warren next to me. You're lucky you're actually here next to me. But because I'm in a good mood and it's Christmas, Warren should actually be here next to me. Ahmad should be there where Warren is. You should be here. Aslam should be there next where Warren is, and you should be here at the bottom. But anyway, you're lucky Pascal isn't here, Bram. But anyway.
No. You keep going. You keep going.
Anyway, I just had to get that in there. But James,
you know what I love about David? You know what I love, right? As soon as Arsenal are going to hit their bad patch,
Which is when?
He's not going to reply to you for 5 days. Don't phone him. He's not going to answer the calls. There'll be no status. Nothing. So,
but I know why you're calling.
We were lucky. We were lucky to be having the spot tonight. There's nothing going to happen on Monday. There's nothing.
We're doing the spot for you. You are, so we're doing the pod. Anyway, James, we'll keep it moving, something along.
The status come up. Don't call me. Don't text me. Well, that's
Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't, please. Don't. Hopefully, now look, this weekend I won't have any of that. Hopefully I sit at the top of my table at my Christmas table on Christmas Day. Hopefully. But me and Ahmad will chat about that later. So let's come on to the best and the worst.
For 10 years running.
Let's come. Allow that talk. I want to come on to the best and the worst. I like to start with the best first because I like the worst personally. Should we go team, best team? In your opinion, it could be a surprise package. Ahmad, I'm glad you answered. You can even give us a La Liga perspective as well. Let's start with the
I
team.
think that's obvious.
Let's start with the team.
La
I already know
Liga.
which team I'm going to pick if we're going La Liga. But anyway, Bram, best team for you. Just for your surprise package, a team that has, in your opinion, Bram, it has surprised you actually. Who would you go for?
Liverpool. Liverpool.
Why?
Well, I'm gonna say surprise. I think a lot of people at the end of or during last season towards the end were starting to call um, Liverpool's greatest turnaround, one Premier League, blah blah blah. And I think what they've done this season is with a brand new midfield. They're the one team that were adamant they're not going to address the defensive situation. I mean, we've had past to say that if Liverpool want to challenge for the league title, they need to sort of invest in the defense. He's been adamant he's not going to. He's fully invested himself in and backed his core players that have been there for the last 5 to 6 years. And to be challenging for the league title at this point in time, I think he surprised a lot of people. I know people say Spurs have surprised everybody as well, but it's not, being where we are at the moment, it's not. I don't say there's a real impact. You expected Liverpool. If Liverpool had to be fourth in the table, you would have said it's they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding and they are challenging for the league title. So for me, that is for me is the best of the season. For to see them with and the guys that they signed, they've not really fighting on consistently between Szoboszlai and McAllister, right? Is they have to alternate between them. Is then brought in Endo, who kind of was supposed to be a backup, and they're still achieving what they are. So for me, Liverpool.
Yeah, but now I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with you, but look at the attack. Gakpo, Jota, Nunes, Salah. What about that then?
Yeah, look, that is the attack. But last year they had the attack, but their midfield was finished. The legs were gone, and you could see the struggle, right? So he brings in a brand new midfield. And you would think that, look, it will take them. That's what I'm saying. If Liverpool were fourth right now, we would say fair play. That's par for course. But they're not. They're sitting second, just behind you with you going to Anfield this weekend. You got to give him the credit that he's put all of those kind of factors behind him. He's not entertaining those things and really gone to his squad to say, you got to deliver. You got to deliver. He's made do with Trent. More smart. Joe Gomez has improved dramatically from last season. He's so
Yeah, but Gomez is cocky in any case. Gomez is cocky. He has to improve. How cocky can he get?
but he's better. He's better than what he has been over the last 2-3 years.
No, I'm not having that. No, what do you mean is better than what he has been? No. Joe Gomez. No. You can't be. No, you're not because you're not basing it because you go from year to year now. Now all of a sudden it's not there. What about going there? What about that?
He's never going to. He's lazy. He's never going to. He's lazy.
Gomez, no. Remember when Gomez was playing that season with Van Dijk? Before both of them got that massive injury, right?
Yeah.
Both of them were fine.
Am I lagging? Is it me? Is it me?
It's Aslam.
Oh, it's Aslam.
No,
Anyway, Land, I think. Anyway, say no more. Look, it is what it is. Aston Villa is actually and Getafe. If you go to La Liga, that's my best. Warren, your best team? Let's start team per se.
So, the base team. I didn't mean.
Like for this year, like the season thus far, which team has
like a
surprised
team
you?
who's impressed you.
Oh, team surprised me. Oh, okay. Well, sorry, you say the base team. The base team is normally the one that sits at the top of the table.
At the top, yeah. But there's a surprise package.
The surprise. I was gonna go for Aston Villa, but actually, it's not such a shock because Unai Emery is a fantastic manager, so it's not that much of a shock. I actually expected Villa to do well. It's just unfortunate for them they had a crap manager like Steven Gerrard. They totally messed them up. But I'm actually gonna go for Tottenham Hotspur as my surprise package. I knew
Did
nothing
you hear
about
that, Bram? Did you hear that, Bram?
Yeah,
Angie.
I do.
I knew nothing about Angie. I heard about him, and obviously, if you come into the Premiership, you don't know what it's going to be like. He was in a, I mean, he was talking a big game before he started. He's going to play Ange baseball or whatever, and attacking ball and whatever,
And
and
baseball.
yeah, and he's actually delivered on that. To be honest with you, they actually they the type of football they play is like some of the most exciting football you can get in the Premier League. Difficult to admit that, but I think you have to give it to them and to him because he's taken up also from where they were. I think in the last few years. I mean, some of these players were atrocious, but I mean, two things that's really impressed me is three: the style of football, very brave. Two,
Mm,
he's improved a lot of the players there. I mean, Davies and Romero suddenly look like better
mm.
players. I mean, that's a massive thing. You're not a crap manager if you can do that. And then the third other thing that I thought was impressive was there's look. I mean, I'm not like you guys that watch other like European football. The only time I watch the other teams' players like when the Champions League is on, and you know what I mean. So I didn't really know the other players, but those new players that Ange signed were all 5 out of 5s, all hit the ground. And I think that keeper, the centre back, I think he just got injured now recently. I can't get his name now. Sorry.
That the
Yeah. I mean, these guys, you kind of, I sat there wondering, like, you know, so why in the hell would, for example, why wouldn't a team like Newcastle with bags of money go buy or United, Man United, or Liverpool that needs a holding midfielder or a centre back? You know, why aren't they buying players like that? Or there's a few other clubs I can mention as well. So they surprised. I actually didn't know you'd pull it off like that. And barring a few suspensions and injuries, you know, Spurs probably could have been further up the league table. To be honest with you, that's the scary.
100%.
And also just just to prove I'm not being biased for my team, but
Mm,
I think in the North London derby, I think Davey, I think you were there at the pub that day, the last
mm,
game, if I'm not mistaken.
mm.
I actually thought Spurs were the better team that day.
So it
To
was a
be
better
very
team.
honest,
David said
I
Yeah,
yes.
was
David said yes.
they was a better team.
in. I was holding on for dear life. I didn't see it. I kept it
Nah,
quiet. But in my mind, I just like, oh God,
yeah.
play the whistle, Mister. If I've had enough now. And that
Uh,
actually, it's the first time in my life. Can I just say this? I've been watching football
100%.
for a long time, but it's the first time in my life that I saw a Spurs team. I'm talking about at our stadium, not their stadium. White Hart Lane is a different
Our home
story.
ground, yeah. 100%.
Our
Agreed.
stadium, where they come with personality and character. They've had great players in the past. They've had the
Mm.
Jurgens and the Janolas, but these guys came with personality and character, brother. And
Nah.
there were moments where they bossed us, and I was like, wow, I've never seen
Mm.
that from a Spurs team in my whole goddamn life.
100%. Fully agreed. Fully agreed, Warren. Aslam,
No.
on to you, brother.
I would have said the same, no? If they didn't rob us, I would have said the same if they didn't rob us.
The
But
ref
I'll
robbed you,
go
not
with
us. The ref robbed
I'll,
you.
I'll, I'll go with Aston Villa because I don't think no one expected them to be where they are
Mm.
at this point now. And if they must still continue playing the way they play and maybe sign another 2, 3 players in January, because I know Unai can get 2, 3 players to come play for him. He can, and it's not going to be top players, but it's going to be players that's going to want to play for him. You understand? And that can
True.
strengthen their team. They did quite well. They're doing quite well. Maybe, just like Spurs sometimes flop when it comes here end of the season. But if they can get through this period and January, then I'm pretty sure they can end up European soccer next season, just like Newcastle did last season. And that will be a massive thing for their club.
Nah,
Even if
100%.
it
I
gets,
agree as
I
well.
think
even if
he's.
it
I
gets
think he's.
Europa.
I think he's right. I mean, Pau Torres. How many clubs were chasing him for a very long time? Right. I think
Mm,
you needed to be someone special to move him away from Villarreal because that guy was like
exactly.
glued to Villarreal. and then you just low key when it's signed for Aston Villa. Are we talking about probably one of the most underrated centre backs in European football?
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
Aston Villa. So like you said there, it's Unai might be able to entice another couple more Spanish players, good Spanish players, to make that trip to Aston Villa to come and join him there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
You
surprised.
never know. You
I
never know.
wouldn't be surprised.
Just quickly before we jump on, do you guys think they can get top four though?
Yeah, I
It
It's
think
not
so.
depends.
impossible.
Yeah, it's possible. Like I said, it depends whether they can get another 2 or 3 signings because injuries are gonna come for a team like
Mm.
that. So if they add to their list, nah, then they can make it. They might be able to make it because they don't play bad soccer, bruh. And even now, I would consider taking Luis and put him in my team because that man is doing a brilliant job there for them.
We linked with him actually. We heavily linked with him as
I
a
think I
DM.
think he is Arsenal in Jan. I think
Yeah.
he's gonna move there
Yeah,
in
but
Jan.
if we get
Yeah, let's
Andre, and
see.
then I think we're gonna win the league, guys. If we get Andre, we're gonna win the league.
If I get Tony, then it's a different story. Then it's long for you, man. Then it's a different story. Don't even talk about Osimhen. Speaking of which, that's a perfect segue into it. Let's preview the big game this weekend. I know Warren needs to jump off in 20 minutes. So, Warren, I'll start with you. Let's preview the big game. We go to a place where we've had multiple slappings. For me personally, this is the game where went tits up for us last year. We led 2-0, we threw it away. Look, Warren, you probably saw this time. So I want to ask you: is this the biggest game since 1989? I wasn't. I was only 1 year old in 1989, but would you say this is the biggest game of us going to Anfield since '89? And how do you feel about this game going on Saturday?
Uh, since 1989. Okay, these. Oh, jeepers.
I don't think so.
Possibly. Yeah. It's there's been a few other big games in between. To be fair, title deciders as well. Maybe not as dramatic as the '89 thing. But yeah, I mean, for me, this is possibly, I think out of all the stadiums, this is the one where we sort of suffered the most in the last couple of years, to be honest. We've not just lost there, we've kind of got battered there. And I just think psychologically for us, if we want to if Arteta needs to take the next step forward, we need to go there and impose ourselves. There's a good look. I mean, this is how it is. Liverpool fans will look at it and have reasons to believe that they can win it. Arsenal fans will look at it and think there are reasons for us to win it. So then, what's left then? So it's going to come down to on the day who gets their tactics right, who's on it. I mean, the concern for us is, or for me at least, unfortunately, because of injuries and stuff, Zinchenko is our left back. Now, I was quite worried when we went to Villa Park and we ended up losing that game. But I thought the way Villa absolutely battered Man City, I was scared that their right attacking midfielder, that Liam Bailey guy, he was going to rip Zinchenko to shreds. But the way the game actually turned out and gave me a lot of hope, even though we lost the game, we actually dominated that game. We had all the ball. The whole game was played in their half. I mean, no one else has actually done that to Villa. So even though we lost the game, I could take heart from that. But the difference here is that Liverpool will not allow us to play the game like that. I can tell you that now. I don't know the
100%.
score and whatever, but the one thing I know is that they are not going to allow. Klopp will pinpoint a guy like Zinchenko and say, "Listen here, you want to know the key to the door? That's the key." So
That's the
now
key.
the question is, we can't really. I mean, can we play Kiwi or there at left back? I don't know. I wouldn't. I don't know, bro. That's the
You know, the
bigger
thing is,
game
I think
to
the
throw
Tommy Yasso
in.
one, do you think the Tommy Yasso injury really hurt us? Because Tommy Yasso was
Tommy's
doing well before he got injured.
injury. Tommy was he's one of my heroes in the team, brother. He's one of my heroes.
Yeah, didn't he
Um,
keep Salah quiet?
um, So Salah's going to be going to try to probably work the ball out to Salah as much as possible and say go one on one with Zinchenko. So the midfield, like Declan Rice, is going to have to sort of go and engage that
Cover.
cover, sort of shadow the ball carrier. But otherwise, I think we can. I think Liverpool's defense, especially when their right back again comes into midfield, there's a massive gap
Mm.
there. So then play someone like Martinelli must they know that and then sort of hurt them. So maybe actually one, I mean, it could turn out to be a bit ironic that our best form of defense on that side of the field, the left side, could be attacked
Mm.
because if Zinchenko pushes up, then that will push Salah and who's the right back Trent? Yeah, sorry, further back.
Trent.
That actually could be
Mm.
the best sort of but look, Liverpool's attack is the best in the league. Oh my goodness,
Mm. For
they
me
are.
also as well.
I said it at the beginning of the season. If they get a proper right back and a number six, then they're gonna
Mm.
be a different beast. But at the moment,
Mm.
I just think because I think what's happening there is you got a dodgy right back. You don't have a number six. There's too many
Mm.
players at the back there by them that has to cover one player and then
Mm.
another
One
player
player.
and then
Mm.
right back is in midfield and then
Mm.
Matip is like not the fastest guy on the planet either. So suddenly he's being asked to do a job that he's maybe not that comfortable with. You know what I mean? He's not comfortable
100%.
out from his position to engage the ball carrier. So someone like
Mm.
a key player could be Martinelli. So they're gonna try and work the ball to Salah. We need to try and work the ball to Martinelli and kind of attack that space when Trent comes into midfield. So quite an interesting tactical dilemma for both sides, and I think there will be
Mm.
goals. I know the Liverpool United game was a total snooze fest, but
Mm.
the Liverpool Arsenal game historically has always been like
Mm.
right up there with the absolute very best. So I can
Mm.
see like 3, 4 goals in this game.
Nah, 100% fully agreed. Aslam,
Yeah.
your thoughts? Your manager recently came out this today, actually, after the game, criticized the atmosphere. I personally think that's mind games because he knows he's going to need to get the Anfield crowd up.
Yeah.
What do you make of it as well? What do you make of it? How do you see this game going?
I like Arsenal and Liverpool picture. Always, it's nice. It's nice football. It's nice, exciting football. It's attacking football. No team there just sit back and wait for something to happen. Both teams go and go look out to do something. In I was in a group chat and they said that because of the United game, it was a bit of a snooze. But I think that was because of how they played, man. They were just sitting back doing fuck all. They literally did fuck all. They were literally they were literally just defending. And if Rashford had to be on or started there, just for example, he was going to do the same thing. He wasn't going to do anything else but try to run in behind, which was what they were trying to do. But with this game, it's going to be different. Like Arteta, I like him as well. Brilliant coach. So, yeah, I don't know. For what I've seen, especially last night, the boys are not going to sit back. They're going to want to win. It's Anfield. They disappointed the fans against Man United. So they're going to want to win this game, regardless of what. It doesn't matter. They're going to want to win this game. I feel it's probably the same tension it was with last season's game. I know it wasn't us like on that top position, but it's gonna have that same effect, man. You get what I'm saying?
Effect.
Yeah,
100% agreed.
it's gonna have that same environment. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just this time it's gonna be on Anfield and not on the Emirates. So I'm looking forward to that. But I don't really have anything bad to say about both none of the teams. It's just I'm excited for the football because there's not really much bad to say. I don't think your team is doing bad at all. My team needs to, like you said, there's a bit of confusion. I say it's a bit of confusion between Dominic and Trent because we know now Trent is at his best in the midfield, but we don't have a right back. You see, we don't have a right back. I said what they must do is fucking just put Gomez there. Just restrict him from going too much forward because he thinks he's strength when he plays right back. Then Trent can do his job in the midfield. You see, then we don't have to worry because then we know Gomez will do a job. And like when you said earlier, I don't know what happened with maybe a connection error, but with Gomez, I believe in Gomez. Can I tell you why? I was a right back.
Please tell me why. I want to hear this.
I was a right back. I was a centre back. Man. He has everything he needs to be both. It just depends on him what he wants to be, whether it's just right back or just centre back. But being versatile is not bad. Nevertheless, that season he was playing with Virgil. He was doing brilliant. Nobody could play him out of the team until he got that long injury with Virgil. And he was even out longer than what the Virgil was. No? By the time he was out, we got Matip, we got Kunate, Philip was there. He might even be coming back now again because of this whole Matip situation. But for centre back, when Kunate came and Matip was getting proper game time and stuff, he was never going to fill that position again because of his versatility. You understand? And we don't have a backup right back anyway. But Trent wasn't injured also, so he wasn't going to play. But now, because of there's so many rotations in the team, it's fine. He can get a game. And not once he gets his form, like the way he did with Virgil, playing that continuous run of games, then he becomes the best version of himself. Because then he becomes one of the best defenders I've seen. Like, even better than Trent. Yeah, he's not going to do the job Trent does on the right back, but he becomes a better defender than Trent. You see? So, for now, Gomez is okay. It's just that confusion of having to switch him to left back. Like now, okay, in the last night, he went to left back when Chimikas went off and all of that. But sometimes a player just needs to have a good number of run of games for him to get a proper form. And you get what I'm saying? And at the moment, he is not doing bad. He's getting good comments or whatever praises from the coaches and stuff. And that boosts your confidence. I wouldn't even be surprised if they must start him against Arsenal, seeing that what Martinelli did to Trent last season.
I was going to say...
I wouldn't even be surprised. I even said that, why don't they just fucking start Trent in the midfield one time? One time. Don't let him play this inverted thing because it fucks with the centre backs. It does fuck with the centre backs. And it leaves space there in on that right hand side. So just leave it or put him in the midfield and then decide who you want to play with him. Whether he's gonna play a 6 at all or put Endo with him and then he can just run around on the field with Soboslai in the eight positions. But this whole switching of him being inverted and stuff, it's fucked with the whole defensive line. And that is why we are conceding as much as we are.
I think the game's going to be decided on the left-hand side. I think the game is going to be decided with Saka against Tsimikas. Saka's going to be... It's a case of... I think Arsenal are going to be wary of Salah. I think Salah's very half-hearted with the African Nations Cup. You could see in his performance in the last 2-3 weeks with the African Nations Cup around the corner. I think he's it's a case of he's going to be he'll influence the game if the occasion arises, but I don't think he's going to exert himself on the game. But I think the key was going to be on the right-hand side, on Saka's side, because Tsimikas is not the best. He's not the best, and those are the kind of defenders.
He's not the best, but he's a natural left back.
He's a natural left back, but he's the type of guy Saka takes to the cleaners. He's the type of defender Saka will take to the cleaners on the weekend. I think we play Gomez at the right back. I won't be surprised if Gomez starts at left back and Tsimikas on the bench. For the fact that Gomez is an out-and-out defender, you would need that because Saka doesn't like physicality. Right? Especially someone Gomez is going to make contact with Saka. Come what may, he's gonna go through him.
But let's whoa. Saka's been kicked left, right, and center all season already. If I kicked you the way Saka's been kicked week in, week out, you also wouldn't like physicality. That's what there's a difference in physicality than just being kicked off the fucking floor. There's a fucking difference.
He's been kicked by guys that are dumb because he knows he's going to go around them again the second time. Gomez is resilient. He will keep going and he'll keep going and he'll keep going.
Yeah,
Tsimikas
but you
will
know what?
try
Like,
and kick Saka, right? But I think Saka's gonna rinse him out. For me, Saka is going to be very, very. For Liverpool, the key is going to be keep him quiet. Martinelli is someone that can drift out of the game very quickly. He can drift out of the game. If he doesn't start well, he will be ineffective for the game. Saka will grow in the game. Saka will be influential in the game. And he, for me, I think that's where the key lies. And then the Szoboszlai Rice battle. That for me is going to be also very, very. The game is going to be centered around the two of them, because for me at the moment, the heartbeat of that side is Szoboszlai. He's the heartbeat of the Liverpool side at the moment. Everything happens through him. Even if he's got a subdued game, is how well he holds that middle together. And if he's on top of his game, he drives forward. Like Gerrard style, and he drives the game forward. And you could see that last night. So for me, that's going to be the biggest battle. Never mind Salah. Salah's very half-hearted these days. The AFCON's around the corner. So don't be surprised if he makes no impact in the game at all on Saturday. Right? Unless he's given, unless opportunity presents itself, he'll take control of the game. But if it doesn't, he's not going to go looking for it like we know him to.
Salah hasn't been doing that for
a while now already.
For a while now, since probably in last season already.
Last season already, yeah, exactly.
He has been trying. He has been off the goals. I don't even care if Salah score anymore because he's not looking for it anymore. But he's looking for opportunities for other players.
To score, yeah.
Yes.
Regardless now of the United game, there was opportunities where he could have passed the ball or whatever, but he was in a position to take the shot. Why the fuck not? But anyway, but now Salah switched up his game so dramatically since that whole COVID thing. He switched his game so dramatically. Even now, it's busy getting to that stage now where he is knowing, okay, this is what I need to do. Because all the other players now around him wants to prove that they want to be in the team. So all of them are running beyond him. Look at Dominic, look at Trent, look at Elliot, for instance. They are coming to even come get the ball by him now instead of having him all that or giving him all that space. And besides, the way the team is even playing now, he doesn't have that space on the right wing anymore the way he used to, because we don't play like that anymore. Understand? We don't have that where Bobby comes.
Bobby would slide him in. Mane would draw a few in.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? We don't have that anymore.
I know what you mean.
So now he is more of the provider and the playmaker than what he used to be, the goal scorer. You understand? So for me, I don't have a problem with that because he is doing what he needs to do. Or
in terms of output, his output is there.
Yeah. You see, his output is still there, even though he switched up his game, and he only did that because of how other players' style of play is. He only did that because of that reason. But for how can I say, even Szoboszlai also needed to switch up his play because he was the main player there by Leipzig. If you used to look at his games, he used to be everywhere.
Yeah, all over. He had a free role.
Yeah, but now he's a bit more concentrated on the right-hand side. And that is especially because of Trent as well, because he doesn't mind running back to go defend. You see, but for me, Salah now, regardless of F1 will come when it comes. But and he will perform for Egypt when he has that jersey on. But for now, he's doing
he will. That's what I'm saying. I think he's holding himself back as in not to get injured. He's not going into areas now that he would have other times.
Because
he's very selfish. You can deny it if you want to. He loves the limelight. He loves being Liverpool's main man. He loves all of that.
He is the main man. He
is the main man, Bram. He's the highest earner, obviously.
No, he's not performed as what you would do. Because if you look at last year, he was trying. He was still trying last year. He was trying in
Yeah,
the
because
beginning
the
of the
team was
season. The
so shit.
closest gotten
The
to
team was
January.
so shit. You
What?
understand? The team was so shit.
The team was shit.
The
Sorry,
team was
sorry,
so
James,
shit.
just to break your word quickly.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just need to jump in here quickly. Warren, I know you need to jump out at 9 as well. Love for jumping on, my brother. Can I get a prediction for you for this game?
Um, yeah, difficult one. Yeah, just one other angle I think we haven't mentioned. I actually think the quickest route to goal for us could actually be from set pieces. I don't think Liverpool are the
Yeah,
best at defending set
corners.
pieces. We've
We are the
scored
best at
some
set pieces this
most.
year, though.
Exactly, and that could bring in someone unlikely like our Havertz.
60 million down the drain.
Yeah, that could be. I actually think that is where that could be a major factor. Let me just jeepers. Two, I don't know. Two all.
You know
That's a
what?
wise man. That's a wise man.
You know what? You're gonna sit on the fence like that, Warren. You're gonna do me like that.
I'm gonna sit on the fence. Yeah. I hope
Ah,
I'm
look.
wrong, and I hope it's 2-1 Arsenal. But I mean, listen here, we must also we're playing against the team with the best attack in the whole bloody league.
Yeah.
Let's not make light of that. Ben. We haven't even mentioned Ben White. That hasn't really been that good
He's
either. They're
he.
gonna.
But apparently he's been playing with an injury, Warren. Did you hear that story? He's been playing with an injury. Apparently he's been playing because of
Uh,
pain.
look, I don't know. I can't comment on that. But whatever the matter, the fact is, he's gonna have to defend because he's gonna go up against a top quality winger as well, not just
Mm,
Zinchenko. There's more than one
yeah.
fullback that has to be
There's
on it.
Diaz as well.
Exactly, and that is the other. So those two oaks, we have to get that right because if we don't, then those twos will get behind our back four. Then we're in a world of trouble. Once they
Yeah, I
break the
mean,
line, then it's nightmare city, bro.
Nah,
And I'm
you got the two
hoping
uh,
best
that.
centre backs, man. You got the two best centre backs. It will nullify that.
Well, we got it first nullified on the flanks because once I break down, then all the angles open up, and you don't know who you're marking. It's a late runners
Well,
behind
that
you, in
your
front of you,
your
on the
your
side.
your centre back pairing
I
for
don't know.
me as a pairing is one of the best that we've seen in the last 5, I would say 5 to 7 years in the Premier League.
I think
It
it's
is
our
good,
Centre
yeah.
back
best
as
since Sol Campbell and Colature, honestly. I think it's our
Yeah,
best since
possibly.
that period.
Yeah, they
I was
are.
like,
So,
what centre back pairing have you had that has been brilliant? I don't know why you're pulling up your sweater there to say, what have you had that has been brilliant? Aga and what was his name? Daniel Aga and that other guy.
And
Martin
Hugger
Skirtle. And Martin
and
And
Skirtle.
Skirtle.
Hugger,
Huh?
Skirtle.
Yeah, they
yeah.
were they were gangsters, bro. What are you talking about? They weren't centre backs, they were gangsters.
Saliba and Gabriel. And I have
I
massive
don't
respect.
dispute that. They Saliba
Massive
and
respect.
Yeah.
Gabriel,
Wow, they are
top
brilliant.
top centre backs.
On your
Top
mother.
centre backs.
Yeah, so I mean, I
I
just
just
for
I
me,
need
that's
to
I see the threat from Liverpool coming down the flanks, and then our two boys have to. I mean, it's fine having good centre backs, but once the angles open up, then you're not just dealing with. It's fine if it's coming a bit through the middle, and they can obviously clean up, but you can only clean up so many times. So that's going to be a key battle. But I think I can see a few goals, maybe from set pieces, free kicks or corners. So yeah, I'm gonna go goals in the game. I think both teams will probably score. I can see, but I'm gonna play it safe. I'm hoping a 2-1 Arsenal, but let me say 2-all. Yeah. Okay, James, I got to be off.
Cool.
Thanks for having me
See
on,
you,
man.
Warren.
I
Well,
love Warren. Love for jumping on. I'll see you Saturday, brother. Love.
yeah, there we go. Cheers. I'll see you there.
There we go. Cheers, man. Love. Cheers. Anyways, let's come back to the Salah chat. Um, I feel what Prem is saying. Prem, do you feel he is a bit on the decline? So is that what you're saying, Salah?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying decline. What I'm saying is he's still influencing the game, right? For me, Mo Salah is the next best player since Thierry Henry that I literally watch every game he plays because it's just exciting, right? So Thierry Henry was the one player that I just didn't stop watching him. because
So from a Spurs fan, yeah, I'll take that one. Eh?
you just watch because you love football, and this guy's just brilliant. Salah for me is just absolutely brilliant. Match winner, entertainer. When he gets the ball, you just know something's gonna happen. I just feel this season, after the first sort of 5 to 6 games, the closer we're getting to January, he wasn't going into areas where he could get hurt, right? And that was evident in the Palace game, in the recent games for Liverpool. He doesn't go into the areas where he's going to get hurt. If the opportunity presents himself and there's space, he will influence the game because he's that good. But he's not as effective as what you know him to be. Come back after this Liverpool's going to be dangerous. Come back after the AFCON and he's injury free. He's going to be at full tilt. He's going to be at full tilt because Liverpool's in a challenge for the league, you know. Also, if he gets injured, he knows there isn't a replacement on his side. So he's playing very cautiously. But I spoke to a Liverpool fan, like a town Liverpool fan that worked the other day, and he said to me, he would put Salah on the bench on Saturday's game because he would need people to give 100% because it's Arsenal. You're going to have to be...
No,
wait, look, this is not my opinion. Listen to.
Oh, no, somebody else. I'm saying.
He's saying, this is a game where you need 11 men to go full tilt, 100 miles an hour. You got to be committed into everything that you're going to do. Attacking, defending, everything. Salah is not as committed because he's got half and half. He's got one eye on the AFCON. And I said, that you probably make sense. I think that's the reason also why Basuma got sent off the other day. He doesn't have to play the next 2 games because he's going. You know?
Yeah.
African players pulling up left, right, and center all of a sudden for the clubs last weekend. So you understand what I'm saying? Come February and Egypt comes back, you watch a different Mo Salah. You watch a different Mo Salah because he loves that in the running for the top goal scorer, Liverpool's best player, blah, 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 all of those kind of things. And to me, it might make sense that obviously Salah's going to start, but what the intensity of this game and so much riding on it, you're going to need people to be 100% committed. And this is why I think Gomez will start. Gomez is a committed player. He's error-ridden, but he's committed. And I think that's why he will start at right back. And like you said earlier, maybe Trent will go into the midfield because you're going to need a bit of quality also to beat Arsenal. And Trent gives you that quality in the middle of the park. You know? So it makes it's not a silly thing to say that, it wouldn't be a bad idea to start and bring Salah on from the bench. But we know he's going to start. But this guy's point of view was you're going to need 100% commitment for Saturday.
Come on. No.
You know what, dude? If you say it that way, for me that sounds stupid. I won't put him on the bench.
No, it's festive, man. Allow the people, man. Some of us drink early morning or so. Allow the people. Let the people drink. Let the people land, man.
Start drinking.
Must he start drinking? Your prediction, Bram, before Aslam, your prediction before I come into Aslam to give me his prediction because I want to do the worst also as well before we close it. And I want to touch on Tottenham and Everton as well.
For me, both teams, I think they would be and hear me out, would be okay with the draw. I know both teams are going to go with them in that. You hear it. Yes, your emotion will say, I can't accept the draw. It's losers accept the draw, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, do you want to fall behind at this stage of the season? Be it 2 points, be it 3 points, knowing I've got to go back there again, I've got to play all the other top guys, right? Or there's a bit of a gap on City, there's a game in hand over them. I think both teams would be okay with you. You don't become away with a point here. Whoever wins knows that they've got the upper hand now on the race for the league title. And I don't think either team would want to give that mantle to the next one.
You say that, but again, I'm looking at it again like this. I want to win this game because we haven't really beaten a rival, like a title rival. You know what I mean?
As a fan, you want to, right? But let's be realistic. Don't be surprised if this game tears out with 15 minutes to go and it's 1-1. And it just literally tears out and both teams accept it. All right? Because we've seen these games.
I won't accept it, man. I want to win. I'm going there for a win.
Listen. Spurs Arsenal this year.
I want to win. Don't get it twisted.
Hang on. Spurs Arsenal this year 2-2.
There's a different story.
The game died out with 15 minutes to go. The game died
out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, but you could have won that game, man, because we had.
It's a half chance at the end of the game, but the game died out from what it was that intensity for 75 minutes. The last 15 minutes died out. Be realistic.
True.
The game literally died out. Now that they wanted to lose the game.
Yeah, but do you think? Okay, but do you think that's going to happen at Anfield? 50 minutes ago, that's when the cop starts getting riled up. Do you think that's going to happen at Anfield?
It won't happen at the Emirates because you guys play either closer to the end of the league game. That game will go up to 90 minutes. If the game is level, it will go. This game, I won't be surprised. With 10, 15 minutes to go, is that, like you said, it must be a set piece who's going to win the game. But I don't think both teams are going to throw caution to the wind. I don't. Because
you know what, nah? I'm going to disagree simply just because I look at all the late goals both teams have scored, which means both teams go right until the end. That's why I said. That's why I
agree with that. Though. It's not against each other, though. It's not against anybody that's challenging you for the title. You would go. Do you really think Liverpool's going to lay down and die with 1-1 against Brentford, Southampton, Sheffield United? Why would you? It's not Arsenal you're playing. It's not Man City.
But we did
so
that
why
against
would
Man
you lie
City,
down?
bro.
Why would you?
Because you're not going to try to lie down against a top team. Because
I'm not saying that they're going to throw the towel in. I'm saying they're not going to. They're going to be a bit more cautious than.
I think that. I was about to say they're going to be more cautious. I get what Bram is saying. They're going to like to say, you know what? Let's accept this and go.
Exactly.
I think after the United result, I don't think we're gonna sit down now.
I also don't think so.
I really don't think so.
Do you know?
Like,
you know what? Can I be controversial?
Go ahead, be controversial. This channel is all about controversy. I love controversy.
I don't think United allowed you to play. I think everybody's criticizing United, saying, I think United is so poor. For them to stop you from playing, you need to question yourselves then. You played West Ham. West Ham looked tired the other night. West Ham looked just they look like the game was more of an obstacle than anything to them.
Yeah, but West Ham didn't play the way United played. And I said this about United, no? The weekend's game was their best defensive performance I've ever seen since I don't know when, bro. They never played like that.
That's a team whose commitment the world questions about their club. That's a team whose commitment you question. And they played their best defensive game.
Long time already, bro. We question their commitment long time already. Every single player there, we question their commitment to that club.
So again, my statement is they did not allow you because they stayed on their plan for 90 minutes. They stayed on their plan for 90 minutes.
Bruh,
and you didn't break them down.
We didn't allow. We just didn't score. That is the only thing we didn't do. We didn't play shit football. We didn't play shit football. Did you see them spend 5 minutes there by outside? Did you see them spend 5 minutes on outside of the field?
They also had chances. They can point to the fact they also had half chances to win the game and take the lead.
They had chances, yeah.
Yes, they had half chances, true enough, bruh, but they didn't even play any football.
What does it matter if you didn't play football? If I had to beat you 1-0, what would you have still said that we were the better team on the night? What would it have mattered?
That is what you did. You just said that against Arsenal. That Tottenham was the better team on that day. So what does it matter? I don't mind the result. What I said was that was their best defensive performance against any team, whether it was now us or whatever. That was their best defensive performance overall.
What do you expect them to do? They're coming to Anfield. What do you expect them to do? But the situation that they are in, with the mentality that they are in at the moment, what did you expect them to do? To come out and play football? Because had they done that, you would have scored 7 again.
Again, yeah.
Had they done it, you would have scored 7.
I don't think
but
so.
But to pick at them to say that they made the game boring, that asks questions about your own team.
No, I didn't say that, bro. And I said my team didn't perform at their best. The game switched when Elliott came on, when Curtis came on, players who started filling in those gaps where they were defending. None of the players did that in our first half until Elliott started to come on. Elliott is the only one in the team filling in those small gaps, getting in those small passes. If you must just watch carefully, Elliot is the only player who gets into those small gaps and get those passes. That is when we started to break United down.
But then my point about Salah not being fully committed then comes. That's my point.
No,
Why was he doing that?
Nice. With that. But that is what I'm telling you.
As a sub,
Salah,
to do the things nobody else was doing.
If you said that a week from now, when we are playing in the FA Cup game, then I will believe you. But if you saying that now, it doesn't make sense to me, bro. It doesn't make sense to me because
What does
for me
make
now,
sense?
the way our team is playing, I don't see him doing what he used to do. I don't see him that. The way his team is playing now, I don't see him doing what he used to do. That's why people can say, they're going to say, Salah is not going to score 30 goals this season or whatever. Yes, it's fine. But my team is laying second and they're challenging for the league. That is all he needs to know. That is what he's doing now.
He's probably been the most influential person in all your goals and games that you've won so far.
That is what I'm saying. He's taken the role of being the caretaker of the front line, basically.
Exactly. Has he been influential in the last 3 games? Has he been as influential as he was in the first 10? He hasn't.
No, but that can also be on the whole squad, bruh. That can also be on the whole squad.
Nah, no ways.
Seriously, that's why I'm saying, if he used to play the way he used to, and he's not performing, then I can say, yeah, he's not putting in everything because he's not playing. But now, when he gets the ball, you don't see Salah running and taking on defenders. He's looking for a pass. He's always now looking for a pass.
Because if he runs with the ball, he runs the risk of someone taking him out before the African Nations.
No.
He's being very cautious.
No. Seriously, how many times now did we get a goal where Dom ran past him, then he slipped Dom in? Or how many times did we score a goal where he slips in the ball, just where he's on the edge of the box, where he can take on the defender and go score a goal, but he doesn't. He just passes it in wide because there's a better player in a better position to do something than what. That is what he realized.
Ask James Maddison if he wished he passed. Ask James Maddison if he wished he passed the ball the night he got tackled, and the previous 2 games before that. He would have wished he passed the ball instead of trying to take people on.
That's different. James Maddison and Salah play different, bro. No, James Maddison and Salah play different.
They're different players, but we're saying what caused the injuries. Salah's just not putting himself vulnerable for those tackles that could put him out of the AFCON. James Maddison asked to be kicked. He asked to be kicked because of certain things that he did. That's my point that I'm making. So Salah slipping people in Salah wouldn't do that post AFCON. He's the brother that wants that glory. He's like Harry Kane. They ain't going to pass to nobody in and around the box.
I don't think so.
They don't pass to anybody in and around the box.
Last season's numbers showed me a difference in Salah's position performance. He had way more assists than what he used to have. And that is what he's adding to his game now. Now people are saying that he's not
older. He's getting older, so it's expected.
To more goals. Yeah, because he's taking on that role now of trying to show other players or giving other players now the time. Listen, you need to run more than what I run now. You get what I'm saying? We can't also afford Salah to get injured. Be realistic. We can't afford that.
Exactly. My point.
We know. But that doesn't mean to say that he's not going to give 100%. Because he's going to go to AFCON. We don't have any control over that. You want to tell me he's going to go AFCON and he's going to say that he's not going to give 100% because he needs to get back to Liverpool because we're in the title race?
No, that's different. That's trying to justify. You're trying to justify the fact that he's obviously going to go to the AFCON and get 100%. But he wouldn't rather jeopardize going to the AFCON by getting tackled in a stupid tackle that puts him out of the AFCON. That might put him out for more games where Liverpool's also going to miss him. He won't be playing football, whether it's for his country or for his club.
Okay. So if that was a semi-final game yesterday, do you think you would have started?
You won't have a semi-final in December.
No, I'm just saying.
You wouldn't have a semi-final in December. of anything.
True.
You wouldn't.
Or
You wouldn't.
Club World
I
Cup.
hope for
Club
your
World
sake,
Cup.
and I hope for
Club
football.
World Cup. A Club World Cup.
A
Yeah.
club
That's not a
World
bad
Cup.
He
shout.
will start, bruh. He will start. If
He
you had
will
to play a
start.
Club World
You
Cup,
have no
he
choice
would
to
have
start
started,
him. You
bruh.
have no chance to start him. You have no choice but to start him
We can start
because
other
he's your
players.
talisman. He's your
Elliot is the
talisman.
Elliot is the perfect player to replace Salah. Elliot is the perfect player. But even with Elliot, I said now the reason Elliot isn't starting is because of what happened to him a year ago. With him being getting that massive tackle. That's why Klopp isn't starting him every game the way he's supposed to. Because Elliot has been one of our best players, bruh.
But
He's
he's
been
never
one
going to
of our
score you
best
the
players.
goals that Salah scores.
He doesn't need to. Look at what the man did last year, last night even. A 20-year-old boy running around that on the field. Nobody can tackle him. Passing the ball. Even he was tackled last night, but he got up. He fucking did his job. But that's what I'm saying. There's other players now that's doing that. Salah don't need to
Elliot's
do
not
that.
going to the FA to the
Even
AFCON, so
even
he will be okay to
even
get
with
kicked and get up
even with
again.
Nunes, Salah isn't gonna run into that position. Why? Because Nunes is always
Nunes,
there
there's
up
no
front.
Copa America in January.
No, I'm
So
just
they
saying.
don't mind
I'm
being
just
kicked.
saying.
They don't mind
Why?
they don't
I'm just
mind
saying.
being
With
they
he's
don't
playing, with how he's playing, with how he's
come and
No,
tell
playing.
you.
Brad.
Come and tell you.
When Bobby was there, yeah, he would have taken that run. No doubt about it. He would have taken that run in behind. But now he doesn't need to do that because there's now a boy that's standing there the whole time waiting for the fucking ball to get
Come and
there.
tell you. If Basuma's red card, he knew what he was doing. He knew that.
He knew
He was
exactly
going
what
to
he was
play
doing.
right up until the week before they must go. And he ran the risk of getting injured. What better thing is, I'm banned for 3 games. So, he's gone. He left England. He's got 2 weeks in his home country
Exactly.
before the AFCON starts.
And now you
Yeah.
want
He
to throw
knew what
that
he
on
was
Salah.
doing.
And now you want to throw that on Salah because your own
It was-
players did that.
No,
Knowing that you
no,
need
what
him.
listen,
Knowing that you need him.
listen.
I
You
don't,
can
I don't think. Come I tell you what, even the FA Cup game against them, I still think Salah is gonna play.
I also think he's going to play.
That is literally a week before the AFCON. I still think Salah is gonna play.
I also think he's going to play. I also think so.
So
probably.
then
But
what are you
anyway,
gonna say?
let's
Then what are you gonna say?
Let's wait till let's wait and see.
let's
if he
wait
plays.
till then.
Let's
Let's wait till then.
That's why
We'll
I
have
said
a
that's
show
why I
then.
said,
If he
if
plays.
you
We'll
tell
have a
me
Let's
show
wait
on
till
that Tuesday.
Saturday.
that's a
Let's
week
wait till
from now,
Saturday.
I would believe
Let's
you.
wait till
If you said it
Saturday.
a week from
And
now, I would believe you.
let's wait for Saturday. Let's wait for
Let's
Saturday's
wait.
game.
Predictions
And we'll see how
before we jump onto Spurs.
Yo,
Predictions.
I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna go with 2-1 Arsenal.
Whoa. Okay. Say no more.
It's just
My
because
hot seat.
I feel that never say die attitude of Arsenal this season, and when you've got a Declan Rice, for him this is all new, being that high in the league, and he's that determined factor. He's gonna want to go and prove himself, and he wants Arsenal to win because he wants that. I just think that for me, I think he's been a big impact in your team this season.
The massive. He's our
Massive,
best player. For me,
massive.
he's been our best player.
And
Iman
you
Saliba's
look
been
at
our
the
best player.
spine of Saliba, Rice, Odegaard.
Gabriel.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with 2-1 Arsenal.
My heart says 2-1, but my head says 2-2. Honestly, I'd like Warren alluded to.
If you're gonna come to Spurs Everton, I'm telling you, Everton's gonna win. Purely because we don't. Spurs is the most undisciplined, childish football team you can get this year in the Premier League.
Yeah, you didn't even wait till I was Aslan prediction. Aslan first give me
He's
a
gonna tell you Liverpool's
prediction.
gonna win. He's gonna tell you Liverpool's gonna win.
No, let's
Of course.
Childish.
You think I'm gonna?
I'm
you
embarrassed.
think
I'm embarrassed with my own team. I'm embarrassed. Honestly, I'm in. It's.
But you guys have picked up form, Bram. You level up points with City, and now you could even jump into the top 4.
You can't be that negligent way that we play in terms of our discipline, in terms of the cards we've picked up, in terms of the amount of players that we've got that are sitting on 1-game bans with yellow cards. At some point, for me, Postecoglou has to sit down and like literally be cognizant of what's going on around him? Or is he hell bent on his philosophy being exploited? The comment he made the other day is a bit concerning, that irrespective of the personnel, you keep forwarding your philosophy, irrespective. And for me, he's more hell bent on we're gonna play this way, irrespective of who plays, than the fact that, listen, at some point I need to sit these guys down and say, it's like your child, 17, 18 years old, taking your car and he keeps getting speeding fine tickets. Right? How long are you gonna let it go on before you take the car away from him? I mean, Ramiro's one game away. Udogi's just been banned again. Basuma just got sent off again. Son is one yellow card away from a suspension as well. The Chelsea game that ruined our season.
Why?
We won such a good thing, and it wasn't
But
just
you bounced back, Bram.
Yeah, but 4 games later, Davy. 4 games later. Do you get what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
you joined force now. You joined force with City.
There's nothing, because City had a poor run. That's the only reason why. The gap between 4th and 5th place would have been so much bigger. Right? Aston Villa don't deserve to be where they are. We should have beaten them on that day where we had full strength at our place. We weren't at full strength. Why? No, the injuries is nothing you can do. Madison and Van der Veen's injuries is nothing. That's an injury. The red cards was unnecessary. The yellow cards having people suspended was unnecessary. We don't have an injury crisis that's affecting our team because 5 of that injured are all substitutes that are injured. Right? Those are all sub players. So that's not it's more that the indiscipline is a problem. And now with Udogi out, Basuma out, Everton is robust. And they will entice us, and we'll probably go down to 10 men at some point on Saturday as well. So and the format they are in, they have improved so much since that 10-point deduction.
Yeah,
they're probably the informed team in the Premier League. I think they won 5 out of 5 in the league so far.
They made up that 10-point gap quickly, easily.
They've considered 1 goal in 5 games. 1 goal.
But you at home, Bram.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you have too much firepower to still wanna think you're gonna lose.
I think they steamroll through Everton, actually.
For me, the key at the moment is Richarlison with him and pushing.
He's even started scoring now.
To the left has actually made us a little bit more effective going forward.
And Kulusevski's on form.
Yeah, but if Richarlison didn't find form, we would have been out of sorts because there was nothing coming from the left. Son can't play if he doesn't get service. At least now he's the creator because he's on his favorite left-hand side. But I still think that Everton's going to be smart. They're going to entice us. Someone's going to get sent off, and then we're going to be playing 10v11.
Nah, I think you steamroll. I think you steamroll him 3-1.
He's going to want to prove something against Everton.
I think
he's
so.
going to want to prove something against Everton.
I've still got my reservations about this coach. I'll wait till I really give him his
This guy, me bro. This guy's like the Grinch over the festive period, me bro. I'm telling you, your team is going to be the surprise package this year.
I have my reservations about him. I'll wait. I will wait.
But doesn't that yellow card and stuff fall away when the second round comes?
Nah.
What saves them is the FA Cup games because
the FA Cup game is the one that covers you.
At one game, but with Van der Veen.
Not in our case though, Aslam, because we play each other. Not in our case though.
Yeah,
but for them,
unfortunately. But
prediction, Bram?
For what?
For Everton Spurs?
2-1 Everton.
Aslam, what? The white post. Yo, this guy, I'm gonna go Spurs 3-1. I'm going Spurs 3-1. Aslam?
I'm also
Hoiberger's gonna play centre midfield.
This guy is I thought I was negative, and people call me negative about Arsenal, no? People call me negative, bro.
Come and tell you now. Fully fit us, 11 men, full strength 11. We're gonna beat you at our place. I'm telling you now.
I also feel so. Honestly, I also feel so.
Full strength, we're gonna win.
I also feel so. But you always beat us at your place. So
Last year you
last year was not the exception, but take that out of the equation. Aslam, your prediction?
Okay, Everton and Tottenham. I'll go to one Tottenham. Just because our captain Son this weekend. I have a feeling he's gonna at least perform well.
He's gonna come here.
Uh,
Our game. He didn't give you your prediction. How much is Liverpool gonna win?
Arsenal, and Liverpool. I think we're gonna win 2-1.
Okay, say no
I
more.
don't think we're
Now
gonna
let's
want to
go.
lose draw on Anfield again.
Okay, fair enough. I can hear that one. Now let's come into my favorite part, the worst. Who's been the worst player for you this season, Bram?
Amrabat. Overrated.
Amrabat.
Amrabat.
Nah, that is bad, bro.
Amrabat. I'm
Nah,
sorry.
I
Oh,
don't
because of the hype.
believe it.
Are you thinking that? Are you going on walk because of the hype that he came in from the World Cup?
The man had 2 minutes at the World Cup. They signed him because of 2 minutes.
Nah,
A TikTok clip. United signed him based on a TikTok clip of 2 minutes.
Against Zimbabwe, you talk about that one.
He is awful. Do you know what's the funny thing? No? There's these guys on TikTok. There's one guy said before when Amrabat comes, we're going to challenge for the league title. They all believed that Amrabat was going to be the saving grace of this season. He has got to be one of the worst defensive midfielders in the Premier League. He's terrible. I'm sorry, guys, terrible. I'll take Jordan Henderson as long as he's over Amrabat any day.
do you think
Say
we
no
saw
more.
enough of him? Or do you think we saw enough of him?
Have you seen Ten Hag's statement today that he can leave in January? He can go back because he's on loan. I thought they signed him. I thought they actually.
How's it do they sign him? He's on loan.
No, he's on loan. He's on loan. He is Ten Hag is open for him to go. And if Ten Hag is coach next year, he's not going to exercise the right to sign him.
10-1 Ten Hag might not even be there in January.
All of the media on Sky and on all social media. Ten Hag said in January he's free to go back to his club.
I'll check my Twitter later. Oh, I must check that one out. That's mad to me.
I cannot believe United fans made a big thing about this guy coming.
Mine is also a United player, but you guys don't need to even guess who that is. Guess. I give you one guess. Who's my worst?
Bruno?
No.
I don't know.
Hoyland.
No. Try again. Who's my favorite? My favorite keeper in the whole wide world. I love him, man. I love Onana. Really, I love that guy. I love him. I really, I look forward to watching United just because of him, just to see what he's gonna do, man. I love watching him. I love Onana. Really, you guys will never understand how much I love such a keeper. He's a cross now between Massimo Taibe and Fabian Barthez all in one. I love him. I'm gonna miss him in January. I'm gonna miss him. Personally, I'm gonna miss him.
He's just leaving now. Yeah, he's just leaving.
My WhatsApp is gonna be boring without Onana. Honestly, I love him. Really. Who's your worst, Aslam?
Do you think they'll bring up the guy back as a short term?
No, they won't.
Yeah.
They won't.
Who's going to play in goal for them though?
The Turkish goalkeeper.
Seriously?
Look at that low. The Turkish goalkeeper. Aslam, who's your worst?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't.
Pick
I don't- I
one.
didn't-
Come, you need to pick before we come on to final thoughts.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that out there, but I don't ever.
No, you can't. No.
The Chelsea squad is probably.
Yeah,
Who's that?
There's the whole Chelsea team. You see, Pascal didn't come on because of you, but Pascal didn't come on because of you.
I was waiting for him because I was going to kill him.
Nah, he said he's running late. He said he's.
The statement
Yeah,
of
Chelsea team.
Pochettino's asked for 400 million to spend in January.
Gee, must
He
be
could have
nice.
paid most factory workers bonus with that money that they want to spend on a new team. Seriously speaking.
Oh,
Do you know what? Do you know what Graham told Pascal the other day in our group? Aslam, wait, let me just go to the group. You all love me in my elbow. This one. Wait, pause. Let me just pause the show. Sorry that I'm not going to WhatsApp now. Where is it? Where is it? Wait. Where was it? I hate Chelsea. Wait. He said
I
something
know.
of you could have given
I
that
know.
money to the poor, something like that, man.
Yeah.
I Chelsea.
Wait.
I
I
him.
must read it. I also hate him, don't get me wrong. I hate him.
Which game I hate him.
No, I think that Chelsea, no, I love it, especially because my coach was hinting on them not
Kasai.
wanting
Lavia
to
didn't
ask.
even
Lavia.
play.
Lavia.
Fuck
Casado.
them.
Sa.
Yeah.
Ismail Sa. Do you know Pochettino
Lavia
doesn't
didn't
even
even play a game this season.
What
As a
about that interview?
coach,
What about that press conference when they asked Pochettino about how's Ismail Sarr's injury? And he asked who's that. He didn't even know that
yo, I
that
didn't
player
know,
like that.
no. Oh, yo, that is bad, bruh.
Uh, so you're picking,
No,
the entire Chelsea team then, Aslam.
Entire Chelsea squad.
yeah, Chelsea team. Chelsea.
Yeah, say no more. But anyway, gents, it's been an awesome show. It's been an awesome year. Love for the support through the year. It's been a wild year. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. But before we get on to that, final thoughts. Aslam, give me your final thoughts. You're the newlywed here, so I think you get dubs on this one.
Yeah, my final thoughts is I think we're gonna win on Saturday. Just because I think we looking forward for a game like this. Especially we have a tough run going, so we need to catch a win, especially after last night. So we're gonna want to continue that. Um, but yeah, other than that, I hope United lose again this weekend. Some people
Definitely.
I
can
hope
say
West
that.
Ham. I hope West Ham knock them out of the park. Yeah, it would be
Yeah,
perfect. They had an early kickoff as
that
well.
would be that would be so nice. And you're talking about that early kickoff, bro. So okay.
They
Anyway, you'll
rescheduled
probably
your fixtures again. Did you see?
yeah. So, bro, they can just name that thing Liverpool time and one time, bro.
Liverpool fixture.
Yeah, yeah. But other than that, yeah, fuck PG now. Oh, fuck them.
Oh, that's
Say
And
no
yeah,
more.
I hope everybody have a
Agreed.
good New Year's and
have a
Merry
fantastic
Christmas
year,
to
guys.
everyone. Yeah,
Yeah, say no more. Prem, Governor.
Yeah, good guys. It's been nice seeing everybody again. Aslam congrats once again. To you and the
thank you,
wife.
bro.
You have a good Christmas, and to you and
You too, my brother.
your lady. Have a good Christmas,
Love.
guys. Thank you very much for a great show.
Love people. Once again, big up to everyone in the comments. Benny Big, Khalib, Cole. Big up to Aslam for jumping on. Bradley September is always keeping the comment section lively. It's David D, it's Bram, it's Aslam, and we are out of here. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the mince pie. Enjoy the red wine. Goodbye.
Goodbye.